Hello. Hello, everybody. And welcome. It's the D-Pad. I'm Rick. You guys know that. Yeah, welcome to the July 2022 Patreon hangout. Hope everybody's surviving the heat. All right. Wow, this camera's like a mess. I I was hoping that in like brighter situations it would look fine, but like I feel like I can see individual pixels. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, I don't know if this camera is actually better than the one that I had before. I should literally do a side-by-side comparison at some point. I should literally physically put them side by side and compare them. Oh, we got a bunch of folks waking up. Nice. Hello. Nanocarp, C-Dude, SD Hero, Alksprit. Hello, everybody. I'm still having a bit of the jaw pain that I was, or discomfort, I guess, more than pain, that I talked about in last night's nightmare stream. So if I am kind of doing like a little bit, that's just me fidgeting anytime I feel it being tight, I guess. But yeah. Wait, why does this thing? What did I change? Ooh, I run the risk of... I'm going to try something, and I might be just messing this thing up entirely, but hang on a second. Let's see what we got here. Oh, why did it do that? No! Oh, God. Hang on a second. Ugh. There we go. That's a little bit better. This camera's got the weirdest settings. It's still like... Yeah, turn that down. There we go. That's not even the stream. That's the camera. All of its settings are fucked up now. I look shiny. Like I am a little bit sweaty, but like the camera has the strangest default settings that I now have to untweak. Even though I definitely saved after I set all this stuff up. You have to save your settings, or if the Lumina app crashes, it'll reset everything. Oh, that's good. This is going really well. This camera's totally worth the price that I spent on it. I guess that's pretty close to where we were before. I look so shiny. I think did I turn the exposure down a little bit to like, yeah, do something like that. Now it just looks dark. Oh my God. This is a mess. This is all a mess. If I turn the saturation up, there we go. Perfect. Now it looks like a 90s commercial. I can turn it all the way down. The funniest part is you can still see the shininess that the thing had, because all this is doing is adding a black and white filter to it. But somewhere around here, I guess. Yeah, this camera does not do what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to be able to pick up vibrant colors better, and I don't think it really does, unfortunately. Not like the room's like super bright right now, but it's bright enough that I would hope that a camera would be able to handle this, and it really doesn't seem to want to. I can turn the brightness setting in here up, but that's really not doing me any favors either. Ah, man. Yeah, so the Lumina camera, I actually don't know what the name of the camera is. I would not recommend it. It's apparently they're like they're still, I guess they're a startup and they're still in beta, which was not made clear before I bought this, that they were in beta. But alas, we got what we got, I guess. But yeah, so welcome to the Hangout. There's just everything behind me is a mess right now. I have to actually do a bunch of cleaning up of things. I got a bunch of packages in, and didn't have time today to like properly sort things out and clean up, and all of that. Did I like hurt my shoulder too? What the hell? First things first. For anybody who's watching this after the fact, if you want to join in on one of these, you can go to patreon.com/dpadfm. And there will be some details there on how you can hop in on one of these monthly hangouts. We do credits on all our videos. You can select what like series you want to be attached to. And I might be changing up some of that stuff in the future. Not taking any of those away. I think those things will stay. I think we're looking into possibly adding some like perks and things. Oh, my hair is so sticky sweaty right now. Potentially including a little bit of merch. Who knows? Speaking of merch, I did want to highlight a couple of these. We recently put out a whole bunch of new shirts and the like. There's a bunch of other options on Teespring for like, things that are not necessarily clothes, which is neat, but I don't know that I love that you have to like individually select every product to do that with. It was something that I really liked with God, what did we use before? We used something else very briefly, I think. Or at least I had, or maybe it was Teespring. There was definitely a site that I at least looked at where you could basically put the art, whatever you wanted the main artwork to be, and you selected what you wanted the like preview image to be, what you wanted the preview image, to be, and then people who came to the site could grab that item, or they could grab that art on literally any other item that they wanted. For this one, it's like if I want, Nalgene bottles to be available, we have to select the Nalgene bottles. If I want pillow, as you can see right there, if you want a pillow, then I have to select the pillow, which should be available on there, I believe. So at some point, we'll probably make another sweep through the merch thing and like add a bunch of things. If people have specific requests, then that's something we can also look at for items and things on there. Before I do anything, I'm gonna save my changes to this fucking thing so that it doesn't undo it again. But yeah, we have a handful of merch that I wanted to show off. The Holy Hell shirt I'm also not wearing. I have the Holy Hell shirt, and I've got most of the rest of these coming in. But Holy Hell, if you haven't seen it, I wore it and did a silly video for it, or did a silly kind of ad merch break thing for it in the Wonder Boy collection review. It was a fun little thing to put together. It's a great shirt. I really like it. We did the tri-blend cotton or whatever, which is super soft. It's very comfy. The sizing appears to be like dead on accurate. I haven't had any issues with it yet. It hasn't shrunk, hasn't done anything weird, hasn't bled. So it's solid. I was very happy with how this one came out. I think it was a very cool. The design was fun to make. It's literally, it's essentially, the hole-in-one from Kirby's Dream Course, but I've gone and upscaled the graphics. I've gone and added different text to it, and it was pretty cool. I like how it came out. Very proud of this. And yeah, you can grab that at dpad.store. We no longer need to do dpad.fm/store. Now dpad.store, and I think dpad.shop both redirect straight to the Teespring store, or sorry, the Spring store. Everyone's going to call it Teespring forever, but now they really want to be Spring. But I just kind of know them as Teespring at this point. We have a few others. Some of them a bunch of these were either mentioned in other videos. So for one, we have the Wondrous shirt, which we're kind of pitching at the end of each of those Wonder Boy collection videos for the Wondrous Let's Play. We actually have two versions of it. I forgot to actually change this one out. Yeah, why did that do that? Yeah, okay. It's just showing it up as wrong on my side. But yeah, Wonderful and Wondrous. We have both of these just because like Wondrous is a word that doesn't get used too much, but it is the name that we're going with the series. And also Wonderful as well, inspired by the Wonder Boy logo. A bunch of this is custom stuff on there. Really fun things. I have those at the end of each of the Wonder Boy videos because I figured like it was a cool thing to have kind of at the end of those. And one that got mentioned but never really shown off. It was mentioned in the review. We also have the Powerless Strong shirt, as inspired by the Powerless No Ability Arena Run for Kirby Superstar, the first of many. There are going to be quite a few no ability arena runs, and on those nights, I will probably be wearing a Powerless Strong shirt. So if you want to get in on that, that is also up at dpad.store. And lastly, for now, I'm working on a couple others. I'm working on at least 4 other shirts, right? Actually, 5 other shirts right now. The last one is separate from the rest. It showed up in the 8-bit Mega Man 8-bit Deathmatch series recently, which is eat L's, shit W's. Inspired by every ugly ass biker grandpa shirt you've ever seen. This is like V1. This is very much a beta. If you want to get in on the ground floor with this is very much a prototype for what will be a much uglier shirt down the line. The goal is to make it just garish and awful, and there will be more. We even discussed in the video possibly having a couple of us designing our own shirts and pitting them against each other. So if you want to get in on this, we have shirts. We also have a hoodie for that one. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, we have a bunch more shirts that'll be coming out soon. We're trying to actually like get the merch store kind of up and running a little bit better. I do wish that we didn't have to have each individual design with each. I can actually sit up straight now. Each individual design and each item that they apply to as their own separate items in the store, but you know, that's how it works, I guess. Yeah, I guess this is we may as well kind of swing through stuff that's going on the channel recently. The big one right now is we're doing the Wondrous Let's Play. We actually have already finished Wonder Boy 1, and we today just put up the first video for Wonder Boy Monster Land. I keep referring to it as Wonder Boy in Monsterland. The game goes by both names. The original version, the one that we're playing, is Wonder Boy Monsterland, but later console ports, I think, went with Wonder Boy in Monsterland. I don't know if that was because by that point Wonder Boy in Monster World was already in progress, like development or what, but actually no, that can't be right because there were 2 other games that came up between then. So I don't know. In video though, I call it in Monsterland, but in the titles it'll just be Monsterland. But yeah, so that's the kind of a new thing for it. It's sort of a franchise play miniseries. I forget what date we started. I think July 20th? No, July 18th. And it'll be running through until, I believe, September 9th. I think the 9th of September is the last day for that. So we already have like a set start and end. I recorded all of it because I needed footage. I needed both footage and gameplay opinions for the review. So I was like, okay, if I need to play the game to have my opinions of it, and I need to have the footage in order to get the review done without like scavenging other series online, then I may as well just record a Let's Play of it, because why not? But yeah, so the review was originally going to have a walkthrough of the full like series chronology, which is, so there's 7 games in the Wonder Boy / Monster World series, but the full chronology of that franchise realistically involves like 17 different games that are all interconnected in really bizarre ways. Like it'll be, I don't know. At some point I'm debating doing a thing for it anyway, but it's a pain. It doesn't help that like there are 2 Wonder Boy 3s. The first one is a prequel to Wonder Boy 5 Monster World 3, and followed up with Monster World 4. As you know, Wonder Boy 5 Monster World 3 is the Japanese title for Wonder Boy and Monster World. So 3 is followed up with 5 and then 4. So that's fun. And then the other 3 is a direct sequel literally, like, the first thing you do is the ending of the second game. So at least that is a little bit more connected. Even though Book looks nothing like he does. Like, he looks so, especially the remake, he's got green hair in that one. He looks nothing like, I think actually in the remake he's referred to directly as boy again. Though that might just be the like gender selector that you have, because I think you choose boy or girl. And the title screen does Wonder Boy, Wonder Girl. And the game kind of has that cheeky little reference of like, oh, he traded in his skateboard for a sword and shield, which I thought was kind of cute. But yeah, so that's going on. We're going to be doing that for another month and change. When we do our next Patreon Hangout is going to be the day that the first episode of Monster World 4 goes up. So today was the first episode of the second game, Wonder Boy Monster Land. The next Hangout is going to be on the night where Monster World 4 comes up, which is the fourth game of this series, but the sixth game of the franchise. It's confusing. But yeah, that's been going well. Very different. It'll be a very different experience between the first half and the second half. Wonder Boy and Wonder Boy Monster World are trials, to put it very charitably. Lots of heavy editing going on in various places to make those make sense, especially as we get near the end of both. Wonder Boy and Monster World 4 were charming, lovely games to play. Very little extra editing going on there. And I think the episodes are all pretty reasonable lengths there too. Like generally in that 15 to 20 range, because they're both very breezy to play. So I don't know. I think the longest episodes for any of those are going to be the Ice Pyramid levels in Monster World 4, which I think takes up like a quarter or so, maybe a third of the entire Let's Play of that. So that'll be good though. It is a series that was entirely solo, which I was a little anxious about, but it was 16 hours of gameplay, so I wasn't really going to be able to make that work with other folks without just grinding everything else we were already slowing down on due to vacations and sickness and all of that stuff. We were already grinding down on a bunch of those things. If we added this to the mix, it would have just not happened. And I would have been waiting too long. I think I played the entire collection within the first like 2 or 3 days that I had the code. I was actually given a review code for it. And I actually got the review code for it like before the game came out by a couple days. And it just took that long to put the review together more than anything. That review was like nuts. Yeah, Monsterland I had higher hopes for at the start of it, but it will get cruel. If you haven't watched the review yet, I highly recommend checking that out. Wonder Boy Monsterland is substantially harder than the original Wonder Boy, and much less forgiving when it comes to game overs and things, and even just the cost to play the game was more. And boy, oh boy, will you guys be seeing those numbers go up very quickly. I also put up an extra video that was labeled as like extra credit for Wonder Boy, which is basically I took the entire run of that and edited out every point where I died or rewound and stitched it together so it is more or less seamless. Like the music is not lined up perfectly because of like it resets the track when you die. Sometimes Wonder Boy is jumping and then suddenly is on the ground because I didn't do the same thing there. But at the very least, as far as like horizontal motion, it's always synced up to that. So what you get is like this really interesting and very breezy playthrough of the game. I think every stage is almost exactly 10 minutes. Every area 1, round 1 through 4, area 2, round 1 through 4. All of them were very, very close to 10 minutes apiece, which was kind of funny, honestly. A lot of videos online that people do where they stitch together all the failed attempts at something, and I had debated doing that, but honestly, that even just doing the video that I did, it probably took like 5 or 6 hours to put together. Doing one that actually overlaid all of those things together would have been extremely difficult. And considering I died hundreds of times over the course of that, it would have been a real nightmare trying to make that all work. Especially if I wanted it to not be like that weird ghosting effect that some of those videos online have. And where there's, I guess, a little bit of a spoiler, but about a week and a half from now, there will be another one of those for Wonder Boy Monsterland, which is probably going to be shorter than some episodes of the series individually. So that should be fun. Oh, nice. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to put together. I was trying to make sure to have a good blend of that, like the educational, like here's what this game is, and reviewing it that way, while also having kind of some of the funnier beats in there too. It probably got a little bit, I did notice, even while I was writing it, but I really didn't know how to write my way out of it. It was easier for me to write like big stretches of like interesting writing stuff for the first half, where the game was like much crueler and much weirder, and I had stuff to kind of rant about, I guess. It was a lot harder to write for Wonder Boy and Monster World and Monster World 4 when the game was like just better. The game was solid enough that it left me with extremely little material to actually like, joke about. So if it felt a little bit more like a walkthrough for the second half instead of a review / comedic take on it, I guess, and that'd be why. But I think it went pretty well. I've wanted to do like actual legitimate reviews for a while, so I think that was kind of cool. I've had a couple in the tank for a while now, not like ones that I've been like writing and had ready to go, but I've had ideas for like a couple that I wanted to do. So maybe you'll see some of those at some point. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, so Wonder Boy going to be going through till the second week of September. I guess the first full week of September, and then that'll be it. That'll be the series. So nice breezy thing. Less than 2 months, in and out. I think 40 episodes in total. So yeah, we had 38 plus. Then I had the 2. I wanted to do the 2 like, oh, I didn't die things for those. I didn't do one for Monster World or Monster World 4 just because the game doesn't really work the same way, and definitely didn't die as much, so yeah, so there's that. Let's see what else. Mega Man 8-Bit Deathmatch. We've been cruising through that. I'm gonna be gross for a quick second here. Cool, very gross, but necessary. What are you gonna do? Yeah, Mega Man 8-Bit Deathmatch. Today we put up the I think it's gone up at this point already. It might have only gone live a little while ago, but I keep looking at my face on the screen is over here. Maybe I should just move that. The problem is if I move that, so now I'm looking at the chat and it looks like I'm looking pretty close to the camera. I don't know. It's all smoke and mirrors. I'll move it a little bit more to the side. What was I going to say? Mega Man 8-Bit Deathmatch as I close out Photoshop, which I forgot to do before. Whoops. It's probably soaking up a lot of resources. There we go. Mega Man 8-Bit Deathmatch. We finished the 5th chapter of the game today out of, I think, 13, somewhere around there. We are approaching the halfway point. It's been moving a little bit better. The bosses have been difficult for sure. Some easier than others. The one that went up today, fighting the Dark Numbers, was fucking rough. That was a really, really difficult set there. We did get through it though. When we come back to that, I don't know if it'll be this next coming week, but when we do come back to that, we'll be into Mega Man 6, and then continuing forward with that. Some more chapters there are Mega Man main lines. Yeah, so there are Mega Man 1 through 10 all have individual chapters, and I believe Mega Man 5 for Game Boy has a chapter, and Mega Man The Wily Wars has a chapter. I think that's all of them right now, so it might be 12 chapters, and Mega Man 11 will be chapter 13. I think I'm forgetting one more, though. Oh, Mega Man and Base. Mega Man and Base also has a chapter. So that's 13, and I guess 14 will be Mega Man 11 when they decide they want to do that. And whenever they do that, we will obviously cover it because, we've gone through... By that point, we'll have gone through fucking 70 episodes of this game, so we may as well... Actually, it'll be more than that, more than likely. Oh, God, it'll probably be... Based off of where we are right now, we're going to be looking at like 80-ish episodes of this series, which will take us into the end of September, early October, a little bit further out if we have weeks off here and there. So I would guess somewhere in October we'll be wrapping up Mega Man 8-Bit Deathmatch. Wasn't really intending for it to be such an immensely long-running series. I knew that it had a bunch of chapters to it. I didn't know that each chapter was going to be like a 2 to 3 hour affair. But that's what we got. Similarly, Mega Man Star Force 2, we've got many more episodes to come. We have another 3 weeks of episodes of that in the can already. We are getting very close. I'm trying to remember where we are in the recorded episodes. I think we're still walking through, or rather, in the episodes that have gone up as of now, I believe we're still marching through and fighting the IF EM bodies. The acronyms in Star Force are killing me. As far as where we're at recording-wise, we are in we're in battle card hunting mode for the time being, which is going pretty well. We've definitely resorted to using Zenny cards out of the book. Oh, actually, you can literally see the book right there. There it is, behind the squirt bottle, sitting on top of an XLR cable. It looks like. Yep, that's an XLR cable. But yeah. Exactly. We left the alternate future. We're doing missions as we go into areas. We've actually been kind of inadvertently clearing out areas of missions. Most of them are not that bad. There's only been a very small handful that have had us like really go out of our way to do stuff. And just the ability to flee battles more and use the cloaker from time to time has made life a little bit simpler there. It is 1 use each. That's kind of what I figured. Yeah, we have some left. We also have just had a lot of Zenny. I think just about everything that we need Zenny for left, we'll be able to use Zenny cards to cover, or at least most of it at this point. And yeah, because there's 250,000 Zenny cards that we need. We have bought one of them at this point. There's a handful of others that are with various merchant Hertzes that we haven't gotten yet. I want to say we have... Actually, I can pull it up right now. We have 18 more standard cards to go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. So half of them are ones we have to buy. Yeah. 9 of the 18 that are left we buy. 2 of them come from mystery data, essentially. And then the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, come from dudes we have to fight. So we were actually pretty close on those. We have been fighting the EM bodies as well. They've actually been relatively difficult. Arguably harder than the IF ones, because the IF ones we didn't have to care how well we did. We just had to beat them. For these ones, we actually do have to strategize and beat them fast. We have, before people, see the episodes and jump down our throats, we have traded out, we have switched out some of our star cards here and there. We have rearranged our decks to make us more elementally, not versatile, more elementally pointed, I guess you could say, for some of them. So there, if you're going into an episode and see that we're like pushing against it with Dragon Sky GX or whatever, just know that it does change. We do tweak our stuff. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 EM bodies. We still have to fight for cards out of like 14. We're not very far in terms of that. There will probably be a handful of episodes that are just fighting EM bodies. We have gotten a couple of them from the lottery though, which is great. We're actually almost, yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, we're actually just about there in terms of our in terms of our standard cards and things. Mega cards are going to be a pain because yeah, you have to do well for those. Yeah, anything that gets them to like sit in place are definitely really nice. Or paralyze them, put them in bubbles, all of those things, freeze them. We got 2 Giga cards left, and one of them we can't get until we've beaten all of the one of them we can't get until we've beaten Apollo Flame, and one of them I don't know if Apollo Flame counts or not, but we have to beat all of the EM beings before we can get at it. So we have 3 of 3 Giga cards that we can get right now. The other 2 are inaccessible for the time being. Yeah, we're probably going to be headed to Cancer Bubble next anyway. The next place we need to go for standard cards, which is our current like laser focus, is Grizzly Peak. So we'll probably do a bunch of stuff there. Because I'm on the fence between like, okay, do we just go for clearing all of the cards that we can and then fight Apollo Flame, or do we get all the standard cards, go fight Apollo Flame, and then do the sweep to clean up the remaining Mega and Giga cards? Because we have 2 super bosses at the end of all of this. Apollo Flame is the first of 3 separate super bosses that we have to deal with to actually fully 100% everything. Technically the third one we don't have to do, but we're gonna do it, at least to see. Similar situation to like, was it Base XX or something? There was some version of Base that I don't think we ever beat in Battle Network. I think we just fought him a couple times and we're like, yeah, this looks like shit, we're not gonna do this. But yeah. Yeah, no, we have done that. We've overwritten some of our blank cards for or star. I forget if it was blank cards or star cards, whatever I call them before. We've overwritten some of them to change out elements. We could switch out some of the ones for, as I think we have switched out a couple for SP ones at this point. The big trick there is we only have 5 slots for mega cards right now anyway, and we've got a pretty decent selection of them to start with. So we do have SP ones, and at this point we're kind of, anytime we get a blank card, it's like, all right, what's the magic thing that we want? Yeah, there's always trying out the Giga cards from Saurian or Ninja as well. But yeah, we're gonna experiment with it. We're gonna, I'm sure, run into a few more blank cards before we're done. And then yeah, it's not necessary for 100%ing, but we are also going to complete the indie frags and get the rest of Lan's memos. We have 2 memos from Lan, I believe, that are missing, and we have, I think, 3 of the 6 indie frags. We might have 4, but if we don't, stumble across them in what's left of the game, we'll make sure that we cover those before we're done. And then yeah, after that, which will probably be also September, October is when everything is like shifting. Everything's all shifting over at once. Somewhere in the ballpark of September, October will be when we wind up being done with that. I am loosely aware of what getting the indie frags does. If memory serves, yes, then I do know what it does. Should be a fun little thing to show off. It'll be an interesting sort of dealy there. So there's that. And then in September, October, somewhere around there, we'll be done with this. We'll be moving on to the final review of the Mega Man like alternate universe cartoons. I feel like there needs to be a name for that, like because it's such a bummer because it's like the Battle Network and Star Force games don't use consistent naming for anything between the two. Because it's like the cyber world or the internet in the first one, and in the second game it's the wave world or the wave road and all of those, and net navies are now EM bodies and all of that stuff. So like there's no real consistent naming there, but yes, we've got the last season of the last show of the last thing for all of those, and then we'll be moving on to Star Force 3, the last, as of right now, the last Star Force game, which as soon as we get into that, there's supposed to be, I don't know if the Battle Network collection was the big thing, but there were murmurs that there was going to be something a teeny bit bigger than that for the 20th anniversary of Mega Man Battle Network, which was technically last year, I believe. Yeah, October 2021 would have been the 20th anniversary. COVID obviously slowed a lot of stuff down. But knowing our luck, as soon as we get into Star Force 3, they're going to announce Star Force 4, and we'll get our meaningfully timed capstone project again, as we had with Mega Man 11 and with Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Which now we've got Kirby's Dream Buffet coming out later on this summer, so that'll be a fun little epilogue for that too. But yeah, so that's Star Force 2. That'll be fun. I don't know, somewhere in 2023, presumably, we'll be wrapping up Star Force 3, and then we're going to be out. And that's going to be it. The weekend series that had been running for, oh God, by that point, over 8 years of Battle Network and Star Force. Granted, I have loosely kept count. We missed about what's the number here? So a little under 2 years worth of weekends have been missed, just like random clumps of it here and there. So it would be like 6 years, but still, like I there was a point where I was like, oh, we can do like Tuesday and Thursday ones to catch up, and now I'm just like, no, obviously no. Not to mention that the Star Force episodes are so, like, when we're done here, I still have more work for today's videos to go up, and then prepping the Star Force 2 videos for this weekend and beyond, because it just takes forever to sit through and like make those tweaks. Star Force 3, apparently the battle screen, like they don't swap the screens like they do with 1 and 2, so that'll at least be a little bit nicer to work with. But yeah, that's Star Force 2. That's it out of Mega Man stuff. Sonic Origins, yeah. So Sonic Origins we've been getting through. Yeah, completing that will be huge. That'll be at the time that we finish it, it will be the longest running thing. You could argue that the Mega Let's Play in general will most likely be longer because we'll still be wrapping some of those things up just because Project Cross Zone, and I mean I'll be streaming those, so I guess maybe not necessarily, but that got very kind of amorphous as compared to the Battle Network and Star Force series that have been the same thing the whole time from the start, all the way from January 2015 to, I don't know, April 2023. I really don't know. To December 2023. I don't know. But yeah, so that'll be a nice long series there. 8.5, 9 years, somewhere in that ballpark. The longest thing continuously running and like not like, oh, here's our annual, like here's Tecmo Bowl that we do for one set of videos, and then we come back the next February and do another pair of videos, or we have one longer video or whatever. But yeah, so Sonic Origins, that's been going well. We have no episodes in the can right now, but we're going to be recording some more this weekend. We have arrived in Carnival Night Zone, so there's going to be some discussion in this next recording session. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. We've also encountered the Supersonic theme, a weird, brand new Supersonic theme based on the theme title screen music from Sonic and Knuckles for some reason. Like, I'm wondering if the like from Sonic 3 was also made by somebody in that crew of people, because otherwise I'm very confused by why they would change it to the Sonic and Knuckles theme. And also, it doesn't even seem like, allegedly, Jun Senoway went back to using like the hardware and stuff that was being used in the 90s to make those tracks, but like that track sounds nothing like anything else in the game. It almost sounds closer to Sonic 4 or Sonic Forces for like the classic Sonic bits, like this weird faux, like fake MIDI kind of thing going on. I don't know. It's very weird. I'll be curious to see how the other ones come out. Curious to see if there's any other surprises that they drop on us before we're done. There's a little part of me that would have honestly loved if they included Sonic Mania in there. I know that they didn't, but it would have been neat if, among all the other stuff that was going on in this, they like explicitly, when you were done with Sonic and Knuckles, you swing back around to go talk with Knuckles back on Angel Island, and hey, who's these weird egg heavy, the hard-boiled heavies or whatever? Would have been kind of neat. I don't know. I feel like something about Sonic Origins feels like, it almost feels a little Uncanny Valley-ish. I can't quite put my finger on why. And it's not just the music. Something about the overall thing. I think the coins, something about that. It's not like a bad change mechanically. Like, I think it makes sense with how games work nowadays. But, like, something about that change makes it feel more like an app in some ways, if that makes any sense. I don't know. We have started recording the next game as well, which could be a long haul, actually. Like, I have absolutely no idea how to track progress in that one based on how, like, you're kind of doing like 3 or 4 different things at the same time, and they all have their own progress tracks, essentially. So, I don't know. Yeah, Sonic the good ones. Yeah, exactly, right? 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, Mania, CD, and then, you know, been good there. So, but yeah, so for Sonic Origins, before we're done, so we're going to finish Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We're going to go and do mission mode. I did one of those for the intro to the game on a separate, like on my own profile. So it seems like a cute enough little distraction kind of thing. And we'll also do boss rush, because why the hell not? And then that'll probably be it. I don't think we're gonna do like mirror mode or anything, because that's just kind of a, not like entirely superficial, but the whole point there is you go like, oh, it's so much weirder to play backwards when all your muscle memory is messed up. But yeah, no, we're not gonna bother with mirror mode. I think, yeah, mission mode and boss rush are gonna be the 2 things we actually check out, and then we'll probably check out the gallery of stuff, like the unlockable things that are in there. We'll probably look at too before we're done. But yeah, so that's probably gonna be another, like, you know, 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more. I imagine that somewhere in the back half, somewhere in the middle of August, we're probably going to be moving on to the next thing. Yes, that's Sonic Origins. Pokemon. The realm of Pokemon has been busy AF. Diamond and Pearl, we've been kind of slowly getting back on its feet. We had a session of them with John previously that I got like an episode up of, and then was too busy to be able to like get more of them up prior to this week, where I got the rest of that session as well as the start of another session with one Mr. Dustin Darren, who is also in the last batch of Sonic Origins videos. But yeah, we have a session of Diamond and Pearl, specifically Shining Pearl, with Dustin. That's a pretty good one there. I think we're gonna get some more recorded this weekend. If we're very lucky, I think that we'll have a chance to be able to get John through the next gym. Where either, if we get him through the next gym, we'll obviously do our face-off and then see who's going next. And if it's John, then we'll try to keep those moving as best we can. If it's me, then it'll be real easy to just get those moving again too. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to get my hands back into Pokemon. The 3rd chapter is long. It was long to get through for me, and then for John, it's even longer because it's harder to get him in for recording. So it's been quite a ways since then. And I'm going to have to take a look at my team and remember what my general strategy was for a minute before we actually hop in on that one. I'm feeling okay right now. I don't recall if I've actually been up 2-0 at any point in these face-offs. This might be the first time I've ever been up 2-0 at the start. I can actually check this right now. Let's find out. I'm going to go to dpad.fm/wiki. I've also been debating buying dpad.wiki at some point, but we'll see. I might buy it just to park it for now, but I am debating essentially whether or not it would be worth migrating this over to that, as well as making some tweaks to just generally, like, there's some like Apache settings and things that have caused problems for folks before, that it'll be easier for me to tweak that for a site that's just for the wiki, you know. Let's see. For X and Y, John went 3-0 before I won my first match. So no. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I went up 2-0 on that one also, and then John just bludgeoned the shit out of me in the third match. Granted, I then won matches 4 and 5, so I was up at one point 4-1, and then I managed to lose the next 5 matches in a row. Ugh, that one hurt. That one ended with me very salty at the end of that last match, especially since was that the one? No, that one was not the coin flip. There was a coin flip in one of these. I want to say, I thought there was a Farfetch'd involved or something. There was definitely a bird Pokemon in there somewhere. Yeah, the wiki's already very sensitive. It's having weird issues on the back end that I need to look into, and I'm not a back end expert, and DreamHost only gives me so much access to that shit anyway. So yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we were 4-1, and then John won the last 4 in a row. One of those was an exhibition match as a double battle. I think it was because the gym there, that was the one against Tate and Liza. So we decided to have one that was similar. Pokemon Insurgents, John did not even get to the first gym. Sun and Moon, I won the first one, but then John started winning after that. Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee, we actually traded back and forth a decent amount for that one. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that another one that went 5 and 4 in the end? I think it is. Yeah. There's another one that I couldn't seal. Oh, right, because John got the Mega Stone for like Mega Charizardite or something, which was just like, oh, good, great. That was such a huge fucking wrench into my plans. I was feeling so confident about my chances for, because I was like, all right, if I lose 7, I get to go second for number 8. It means I get to do all the planning I need, and all I have to do is win one more match. And then in the literally, there were like 2 episodes for both of us between our 7th and 8th face-offs, because it was like, okay, go back to talk to it's like, oh, we're going to go immediately to Viridian City, fight the gym leader, and then go in there. And my thought was, if I lose the first one, that means I get to strategize off of like 15 minutes of gameplay. Like, John is going to have nothing to work with, but if I can then tweak all of my shit as I need to. And then the game was like, actually, what if we give you Mega Stones in this really tiny chunk of game? And it threw all of my shit out the window completely. That was a fucking rough one. So yeah, that was rough. And now we're in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. So yeah, I guess the last, the Gen 3 remakes, ironically, I also went up 2-0. And then proceeded to absolutely destroy my lead. Why did John only have 3 Pokemon in that first battle? Did he lose a bunch? Did they die? I'm so confused. Yeah, he did lose a bunch. Oh, against Rourke. That's right. He lost a bunch against the first gym leader. Yeah, I'll be very curious to see how John does in some of the gym battles as well. But yeah, I chose not to use the starters because I thought it felt boring, in my opinion. And also, I forgot, this was an oversight on my part, was that the starters, generally speaking, have better stats overall compared to others. If he did not get Megastones, or if we had access to more of them earlier on, then I think it would have been less of an issue. But it was like the exact perfect moment for that to happen, and it all just came crashing down. I was very happy that in one of our exhibition matches, I literally swept his entire team. Like, that was a satisfying one. I think that one was the no stealth rock battle. We had like no stealth rock and no something else. Was it no recover or something? I forget. We had some rule that we were going with. Or no roost, I think. Yeah, it was like no stealth rock, no roost, which is like, okay, I'll just not use two of my best tools at my disposal. And I just decimated him. It was fucking glorious. But we'll see. We'll see how this is going. I'll be very curious to see how that goes. I don't know. My team is in a pretty good spot. I got an Alakazam. I got a Golem. I got my starter, though it's only in the second stage. I don't know. I think I'm in an okay spot here. We'll see. Other Pokemon things. Pokemon Legends Arceus. We have gotten back into that as well. It's been kind of slow going so far. I think, and I've said this before, I think Legends is going to be a game that we kind of let come and go from time to time. We'll try to keep on it as best we can, but there may be like breaks and hiatuses periodically. It's more of a back burner game. It's fun, but it's also not one that we want to be like pressing forward when we've got other stuff. It's kind of in our B tier series. Like A tier stuff would be, I mean, Wonder Boy Collection, just because it's a mini series that's going on right now. Mega Man, the Mega Let's Play post game, the Supersonic Let's Play. We're literally like just past the midpoint of that fucking thing. We have so much left to do, so we want to keep that one pedal to the metal as best we can. Pokemon, the actual padlock, we want to get that one moving again. Especially, I've got some plans in mind for what I would like to do on the channel with Scarlet and Violet. I need to have some discussions with folks to figure some things out, but I have some ideas, so we'll see how that goes. Resident Evil, we haven't even gotten to that yet. Resident Evil is one that we're trying to stay on top of as well as one of our main series. And then the Dreamy Let's Play just ended, but we're going to have Kirby's Dream Buffet in, I don't know, sometime in the next month or two. And once that's over, then that one's well and truly going to be on break for a long time, same as the Legendary Let's Play. But yeah, so Legends Arceus has been good. We've recorded 19 episodes of it. The last episode will hopefully go up tonight later on. We'll see. And it's been pretty solid. It's definitely one of those games where I'm like, oh man, maybe this one, not that it's a bad game, but it's one of those ones where like, was this a good game to do a Let's Play of? It might have been one that would have been better to stream, to be honest, but I don't know. We'll see how things kind of pan out there. I may actually be wrong. We might have had another session that I didn't mark down on here, because like I thought that we had a whole session that started with us walking up to the cowboy who hangs out with Cleaver. So we may have an entire other session, probably a short one, that hasn't gone up yet. So we may have more episodes than just this week. Sword and Shield, the Isle of Armor, continues to remain firmly in the back burner. It relies primarily on us being able to get Ben and Jeff together. We actually almost recorded some last weekend with Jeff and Peter, and then we didn't wind up having time. Ironically, I know that Ben is going to be around this weekend, at least for a little bit. And if we can manage to either get Jeff in as well or just go for it. I'm hoping that we can finish the Isle of Armor and, either figure out a different way to do Crown Tundra or just be willing to have it be a series that surprises folks periodically with new episodes. I would like to get that one done though. Especially, again, before Scarlet and Violet come out, I would really love, the ideal would be Pokemon Sword is over. I don't think Diamond and Pearl are going to be over by then. Like, I would like to be further along with it, but we're not going to be done at this point. We only have like 60 episodes worth of time between now and then, and John and I each probably have about 50 episodes that we would need to do to finish the game. So Pokemon Diamond and Pearl will probably be going through the end of the year into like January, February of next year if there's no breaks. It is what it is. We'll do the best we can with it. Or maybe some of the chapters go by like a breeze and we do actually get through it before the end of the year. I don't think we'll get through it before Scarlet and Violet come out. Legends Arceus also won't be done before Scarlet and Violet come out, but we'll hopefully be able to get those kind of worked down a little bit more. Hindsight, I mentioned in the stream last night. Hindsight's in a weird spot right now. I need to figure out what we're doing with it. We took way too long of a hiatus after Thousand Arms. I wanted like a break of like a week or two, and then we were going to film a live thing and keep moving. We've added games to it. We've got folks who are now on the other side of the country. I don't know what we're doing with it. I think it might have been a mistake to tie it in with the meta plot stuff. It was a fun kind of, not like the meta plot actually like matters, to be clear. Like, it's a silly backdrop for videos, and it's been fun to kind of write stuff for it. But both between COVID and also just everyone kind of, growing up a little bit more and getting on with our lives and things a little bit more, like, we haven't been able to do as much stuff as a big group anymore. Usually, and I'm sure this comes through in our recordings, when we do series, for the most part, it tends to be like 3 or 4 people at most at a given time. We really don't do very many, unless it's super special occasion. We don't do anything that goes to like 4, 5, 6 or anything like that. So I don't know. I think probably, but also I think part of the Hindsight series relies upon the long history that we have as the channel. So I really don't know. We will probably still do everyone's games. I probably won't focus terribly much on the meta side of things for that. I don't know. I don't know. It's a part of me that's like, I don't know if it really matters, but it's like, it'd be nice to wrap some of that stuff up with a bow. I think the shape of the channel has been steadily changing over the last few years anyway. And I don't know, I've got ideas for things that I want to do going forward. New projects, new series, new things that I want to work on. Just like for me, I guess. But now is not really the time to dig into that. Yeah, there will probably be some kind of finale to Hindsight whenever that comes around. The trick is I don't know what it's going to look like anymore. I had an idea for what I wanted the end of it to be back when it was going to start in 2020. Back when I had a bit more wiggle room in terms of how it lined up with other projects. Now it doesn't make as much sense, the ending that I originally wanted to do for it. And also, we just haven't done Metaplot stuff since then. The Hindsight videos, or the Hindsight intros, are the only like live Metaplot-y kind of things that we've done. I guess there's those, and I guess the Battle Network Star Force anime videos, like the reviews for those, which are pretty light on lore as well. So I don't know. We kept it going for a really long time, and I think it went pretty well for what we had with that. And it's not like, I mean, we're not, we're not the Game Grumps. We're not the completionist. We're not, normal boots, any of that stuff. We're like, they have way more resources and time and focus and manpower, and, equipment and money and those things to really like buckle down and make that stuff happen. And also just like they put out a lot more of those kinds of videos regularly in the first place, whereas ours always kind of came on the heels of some other Let's Play series. So it kind of got hard to plan those after a while, and we were kind of improvising a lot of it with like vague ideas about how stuff might tie in later. So I don't know. We'll see how things go, but we're going through a bit of a shifting tides kind of deal. No, I mean, I honestly, I think it really speaks to Gerard's, like, his humility and his kind of, like, even the stress of it all shows that he's not, like, letting it go to his head. He's not letting, because, like, the Completionist, this, like, as a brand, that one video gamer, all of that stuff, like, all of that stuff is humongous. And, like, he's getting invited to do, like, crazy stuff directly with Nintendo and Capcom and all of these things that are like really awesome, and super proud of him for like achieving all of those things. But the fact that he doesn't let that go to his head, doesn't let that make him into like a different person, is something that I really, appreciate and look up to. I think that's a really admirable trait, I guess, in all of this stuff. 'Cause there's definitely folks who got those connections and got those things, and they kind of started to turn into assholes as a result. And likewise, you've got folks who are just constantly like, I have never been the kind of person who feels comfortable, like, kind of, for lack of a better term, sort of whoring myself out to the big companies and all of that stuff. Like, I'll throw silly shit in now and then as like replies to stuff on Twitter or whatever, but like there are folks who are who literally, I feel like there are folks who have like the bell on for certain companies on Twitter just so that they can have some response within seconds to literally everything that is said, just to try to get their attention and make something happen. Which, like, it's, to me, it's annoying. It's not like they're wrong necessarily. Like, they do get those like the shout outs and the call outs and all those things, and that gets them more attention. That does feed the algorithm and all that shit. But like, that ain't me. Like, that's not something that I'm really that interested in. And I don't know. That stuff gets kind of weird. So I appreciate that Gerard is like a very down to earth dude, despite the massive success that he and his brand, his company, all of these things have become over the years. He's really, really done a lot, and he hasn't let it change him as a person, from what we can tell from the outside. Not to get parasocial about it, but like, it's, he seems to still be the same dude all these years later, which is really cool. I think that's the best way to be. I think that's a sign of a genuine person. So I think that's pretty cool that that he is still he. Oh, he finished the New Game Plus. Hey, that's awesome. Just streaming Super Metroid Link to the Past Randomizer Forever. Oh my god. We need to do that ourselves one of these days. I've been meaning to do that for a while. I also am hoping that eventually we hear about Metroid Prime 4, so I can do the Metroid Prime series for a Screwy Let's Play, kind of part 2. But we gotta wait for that announcement, so I have an idea of when that's gonna happen. But yeah. So got a little philosophical there. There's not a whole lot else to talk about. Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is coming back tomorrow. Get excited. I'm excited. We recorded a couple more weeks worth of videos for it. And finally got the gears kind of turning on the game overall. We have a much better sense of the pace of this game now. Um, it's weird. The opening segment felt like we only did 2.5 hours, and it felt really like, okay, there's a lot going on here that you have to kind of get your brain around. But then we did another 2.5, 3 hours of it, and it feels like, oh, I get it now. I understand what we're doing. I understand how we're like moving through this. We finished the first stage with both Sora and Riku, and we've already finished the second one with one of the two characters. So like we're already kind of moving through things quicker at this point. So I'll be very curious to see how the rest of the game goes. My understanding is that the game is a little bit shorter than Birth by Sleep. And also shorter than Kingdom Hearts 2. So we'll probably be at it for a while still. This will almost certainly be like a game that we're playing into the start of next year. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Kingdom Hearts 4 is still a long ways off, so we should have plenty of time to get through the rest of everything else before Kingdom Hearts 4 comes around. And I guess Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be our capstone for that. As soon as that game comes out, we're jumping on it, assuming that we, are done with everything else by then. But yeah, I'm really excited about the rest of this one. 3D's been solid so far. I've been enjoying it. The flow motion has been a really great addition, if for no other reason than it makes big tubby enemies actually fightable, which is great. Pepsi or Cheez-Its or whatever, which is, we early in the D-pad days, mostly for a goof. So Miller was doing a thing for Miller High Life where if you sent them $1, they would officially be your sponsor. Like or no, was it the other way around? Yeah, you signed up and like they gave you $1 or something, and they gave you a certificate that said that you were officially sponsored by Miller High Life. And we made that as a joke back in the podcast days for a while, off and on, like not in a big way. It's not like we were like Miller High Life presents the D-pad or anything, but we made a goof about that one because technically they were sponsors in a sort of kind of way. I thought that was kind of cute. But yeah, mentioned Kingdom Hearts. Everything else is kind of up in the air still. The hope is that as we start clearing out more of these things, that will have more space for some of these series to come back. I'm hoping that maybe we actually might get a chance to record some more Final Fantasy VII this weekend. Maybe. That's going to depend how the rest of Sonic Origins goes, though. Because we do want to get through more of those. We took last week off, mostly because of like the vacation and all of those things, but yeah, so yeah. Oh yeah, Dream Drop Distance. You have Pokemon in Kingdom Hearts, which is great. I love Goobus and Fubat. And what's the last one? Oh shit, what was our last animal buddy? Because Fubat was the bat, Goobus was the Meow Wow. I forget what the last one was. Oh well. But yeah, so finish OG FF7 before Rebirth comes out. Man, I can't wait to retire and use my AARP card to finance my purchase of the third Final Fantasy VII Remake game. Holy cow. You remember back in the day where Square Enix used to put out a new game every few months? Sorry, Square, before they were Square Enix, used to put out a new game every few months to a year. And now it's like, sweet, we will have one complete game over the course of 20 years. Like, holy cow. Yeah, that'll be interesting. So I'm confused as to how they're going to make the new game kind of work. Granted, I don't know what the plot resolves to at the end of the first one anyway, but maybe there's something in game that would make restarting at level 1 make sense. Or are they going to do like a Mass Effect thing where you can have all of those things at the start of the game from your first one or something? I don't know. I got R-rated reviews coming up starting at the end of this weekend. Hopefully, that is the plan anyway. It's been kind of tough to get into that because I need to have big blocks of time to be able to watch the episodes of TV and then do my review and then export all that stuff. And it's been a little tricky because I do have the new job, so I don't have nearly as much time on my hands as I did before. I don't know. I'm not positive if I'm going to keep reviewing the MCU shows after She-Hulk. I'll do She-Hulk still because that's part of Phase 4. But going into Phase 5 and beyond, I'm not sure if I'm going to do them, only because it is a pretty big time commitment. Each episode probably takes up 3 or 4 hours of my time. And it's I was not as okay. I mean, that makes sense too. But yeah, each episode takes up like 3-4 hours of my time. Tough to do that every week, especially if I'm trying to get those up quickly. For Ms. Marvel, I was going to be gone on vacation in the middle of the show, so I was like, I'm just going to wait till we get back, and I'll figure it out then. So yeah, we'll do our best with that. I'm going to do a review for Thor: Love and Thunder, and then we'll have reviews for She-Hulk, as well as Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And I was debating some other reviews as well. But again, the reviews are fun. They're a good time. But I still feel like I need more practice, and I need to hone that down a little bit. And also, I don't know how much of that I want to do when time is so limited. You know. I was debating reducing it down to a single video about the overall shows, which I may do for Phase 5. We'll see. And I'll just kind of take notes. Yeah, we'll see. Or, I mean, I could do kind of a hybrid thing where watch the episode and then immediately just turn the camera on, talk briefly, like 5, maybe 10 minutes most, about the episode, and then hang on to it until the show's over, and then collect those into one video along with thoughts bringing it all together. I've thought about doing that, among other things. But we'll see. There's still a lot of time. It's going to be another, 6-7 months before that really matters. I guess I Am Groot is going to be coming out in like a week or two. The Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special is going to be coming out at the end of the year also. I could swear there was like one more thing I was forgetting, but maybe not. And I forget what the first series of next year is going to be. I don't think it's Agatha. I don't think it's Armor Wars either. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, point being, that's how that's all going to kind of work. We'll figure it out as we go. Again, figuring out the shape of the channel. There's probably going to be a lot of stuff that kind of shifts over the course of this year going into the next. Not the least of which is Sarah and I are hoping to move. We're hoping to buy a house. So we both have schmancy new jobs, which will hopefully get us most of the way there. But the housing market is terrifying right now. So the last 2.5 years have been spent with us going, surely the housing, costs are going to come down at some point. They can't keep rising forever in the midst of a global pandemic, and yet that's what's happened. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things are going there. We're hoping to be able to, by this time next year, we're hoping to be over there. Hopefully it'll be much sooner than that, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah. I think that's going to be it for tonight. I've rambled a lot. We've had a lot of stuff between tonight and last night. I feel like I've gone off on lots and lots of tangents and lots of thoughts on things. Secret Invasion. Oh, that's right. So that might be one, depending on how the episodes go, I might decide to do that one episode by episode as well, but we'll see. Yeah, so thank you. Oh my God, there's something in my eye, of course, right at the end here. Thank you guys very much for hanging out. Anybody who's watching this after the fact, you can head to patreon.com/gpadfm to see how to join in on this and some of the other perks and things we got going on. Trying to think what else. dpad.store. We got those shirts. We got Holy Hell Yep. Oh, it's so hard to do this backwards. Oh my god. And also bending my arm in like the most uncomfortable ways. There. That was smooth. That went well. Perfect. Oh, Nightmare. Yeah, so we finished regular Star Stacker. We're up to Super Star Stacker. We're down to the last 2 tasks in that, which is round clear on insane difficulty and playing story mode and beating Grill. The other stuff was extremely time consuming, but we've gotten through it. We are about a quarter of the way through the games of Nightmare and the Dreamy Let's Play. Hard to say exactly how long, like how far along time-wise we are. Holy Hell is indeed from Dream Course, yes. I think it was literally the name of an episode eventually. But yeah, we are going to be exiting the Super Nintendo soon into the N64 and the Game Boy Advance. There are going to be a few games that are going to be decided massive time sinks. Kirby Tilt and Tumble may be a long one. Kirby Air Ride will definitely be a long one. And there was one other. Kirby Canvas Curse is going to be a long one. That's going to be possibly a little unpleasant in terms of length. Because if anyone's not familiar with what it takes to get 100% in that game, holy fucking shit. Oh my god, they had no idea what they were doing when they decided what the requirements were for that, because Jesus Christ. But we'll get there when we get there. That's still a little ways out. We'll be doing Smash as well. Smash Brothers will turn up in the Nightmare series, and we'll keep on pushing through that. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's about all I've got to say. That rambling, awful exit there. I believe we've got a standard set of streaming things coming up this next week. Neverwinter Nights on Sunday, Elden Ring on Monday, Superstar Stacker and Kirby's Dream Land 3 on Tuesday, Nintendo Way of the Ninja on Wednesday. Thursday, I believe, is going to be Super Smash Brothers and Kirby 64. I believe. It's going to depend on if Superstar Stacker suddenly does something awful. But I believe that's going to be... Literally, we're going to have a single N64 stream. We're going to do it all in one. And then we're not touching the N64 anymore. We're literally setting it up for one stream. But that's okay. I think it'll be fine. And then, yeah, we'll be back for another Patreon Hangout on Friday, August 26th. So 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks from tonight will be our next Hangout. So thank you guys very much for all of this. I know we didn't do much of like a Q&A sort of thing at the end here, but it was kind of a light month overall. Like, we definitely put out fewer videos up until this week, partly because Sarah and I wound up dealing with COVID earlier in the summer, and that kind of like put a hitch in plans a little bit. And we had a vacation a good month and a half after that, and like we've just been kind of like jostling things around. We finally started to settle again, and so now we've got a bunch of series that are on the move. So like, hooray! Thank you guys again. I'm awful at my sticking the landing on these things. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one. See you then. Bye.